Is anyone there? On the other side? Please, can you hear me? My Nan believed it. Believed you can contact the other side. I never believed it. The whole idea was ludicrous. But... Can you hear me? I need to talk to one of you. Are you there? Any one of you? Please, can you hear me? Please? Apart from that one time, in Nan's front room, the curtains drawn against the night, throwing darkness onto darkness. She made us sit around the small green-topped table. 5 of us. She sat shoulder to shoulder, our hands stretched out on the green felt table, which sparked static as I fiddled the cloth nervously. 5 of us, and now there is only me. I never believed it. Apart from that one time, curtains throwing darkness onto darkness, that one time, the 5 of us in Nan's front room. Candles leached sweet stuffiness mingled with the bitterness of burning wick. In that front room, darkness on darkness. I never believed it. Apart from that one time, in the thick, clawing air of Nan's front room, the 5 of us in Nan's front room. "Can you hear me?" said Nan. "Can you hear me? Is anyone there? On the other side?" she said, pleading, begging for an answer from the darkness beyond the darkness, curtain thrown onto darkness. And the 5 of us sat shoulder to shoulder, and static sparking my hands, that one time in Nan's front room. I never believed it. And then his favourite vase fell off the shelf as she called Grandad's name. I never believed it, apart from that one time in the sickly sweet, eye-closing heavy, bitter-tinged air of Nan's front room. "Can you hear me?" I never believed it. "Can you hear me?" The other 4 are gone. "Can you hear me?" Leaving only me. And I never believed it, apart from that one time. And now they are gone. "Can you hear me? Please, can you hear me?" I long for one more conversation, one more comforting word, one more loving exchange to break the loneliness. Please, for the love of God, can you hear me on the other side? Please, can you hear me? The darkness wraps around me like a robe. My loneliness sits upon my chest, suffocating me. They are gone. I am on my own. Can you hear me? On my own? None of them know. None of them on the other side have ever known. But what I know now is that the last terror of death is the permanence of the mind. Your body falls away to dust or to earth, to cold or to heat, but your mind remains. You feels everything as your body fades, sees everything, hears everything. The world carrying on as if you were gone. But you remain. Here you are, and you can do nothing about it. Here, on the other side, under the earth, with no hands to claw towards freedom, towards company, towards the light. Me, here, in this box, alone, forever. I hope Nanny's right, and that the 4 of them are sitting, calling me in the darkness of her suffocating front room. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Is anyone there on the other side? For the love of God, please, can you